glad you're joining us today to talk about our stitching and other stuff.
It's a late night edition.
Late night edition, so you never know what you're gonna get. Dark, but it's dark anyways every time we record now because it's winter in the Arctic. Arctic of Washington State.
It's been cold here though because it's clear.
Well, yeah, my lips are so dry too, like just so dry.
Yeah, I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
We pulled into the driveway after dark and my car's just already totally covered in frost.
Man,
it's only 9:30. Yeah, it's crazy.
We don't get frost usually until morning because the dew point, I don't know, something probably to do with the amount of moisture in the air, but I guess in the winter, in the really cold winter, we do in the evenings, but not like there.
Yeah, we're getting down to 29 tonight.
Wow. I wonder what we're going to be at.
I don't know, but you know what, doesn't really show that. Huh?
22.
But you know, when I swipe through the hourly, it never says 29. So I don't know.
I know. It's like they make their worst case prediction and then.
Yeah, I think the lowest we're going to get is 34, to be honest.
Yeah, probably.
It shows 35 all night. Okay. So
if you're new joining us, we are a mother, daughter, and often my kids are here too, but they're in bed because it's very late. Cross-stitching channel where we also talk about knitting and random goofy stuff and serious stuff sometimes. So we're glad you're joining us, whether you're returning or new. We're thankful for you. And somebody's eating chocolate or something over there.
I made brownies, and if I don't eat a piece, your dad will eat them all.
Oh, I had a bite of brownie a few minutes ago too, but they didn't turn out very good. I made it Friday night. They, sometimes I just hit or miss with brownie recipes.
Brownies are tricky.
I usually just have a brownie mix on hand, and Millie makes them. She's like super good at it. Somehow she always knows when to pull them out of the oven. But we had company all weekend, so I didn't make her. Lots of kids here, so I let her play, and I made brownies, and it failed.
This is a Trader Joe's truffle brownie mix. So it's really rich, and it's got little chocolate chips in it. But all it calls for is a cup. All it calls for is a stick of butter.
Oh, butter. Okay, I have to say, have you ever made mug cakes before? Have you done that before?
Yeah.
We have not. We don't do it regularly, but the other day we had a night where we both just were craving something chocolatey and sugary. So Jessie was like, we should just do a mug cake. We should just make mug cakes. So we made the recipe from Mel's Kitchen Cafe. It's one of my favorite blog recipes.
Does she have a mug cake recipe?
She does, but it has like 3 tablespoons in one mug of like oil and like so much sugar. So we did cut back the sugar, and I used like half applesauce, half oil, but I was like, this is kind of a crazy proportion of fats and sweets. So I ended up not even being able to eat sometimes we'll do it and we'll split one, but we were both just like, no, we'll just each have a treat and we'll each have our own. But I didn't even finish mine. It was so rich, but
we're so rich. Yeah.
It was delicious. So if you're looking for a single treat, you just mix it all right up in the mug, and then you put it in the microwave for a minute or however long she says. I should put that.
I have a little mug in my bedroom closet that I think I got from your dad years ago in my stocking, and it actually has the recipe on it, so it's just the right size mug. I should try it.
That'd be fun. That'd be kind of fun to have.
I don't know what's going on here with this piece of hair, but
I'll put the recipe for the mug cake that I'm talking about in the description box in case you're watching and you're just craving something sweet. It is really good. It has chocolate chips in it, so there's like pockets of chocolate melted, but it is like flaming hot, like lava
cake.
Eat it. Yeah, like a lava cake, but it is good. It's not the same as like baking a whole really great cake, but
and sometimes you just don't want a whole cake laying around.
We definitely didn't need that. Especially because we have a birthday party coming up for my oldest, who's turning 13 this week. I don't need a whole bunch more extra desserts around because that's
okay. So I stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning on a project of organizing. I didn't mean to. I was in the middle of, it's like a domino effect in my house. So I was organizing my cross stitch and my knitting stuff. And to do that, I had to pull out 2 of those huge Rubbermaid containers that have been in the back of the closet for years that all say photos on them. I'm like, 2 of these for photos? Come on. So I cleaned up the other mess and I was going to go to bed. And I happened to peek into one of the crates and there was all these, Costco photo things, because we used to get them. And I started looking through them. Next thing I know, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. But I got it all pared down. I had 2 big bags of thrown out pictures that were bad for many, many years. When Sarah and Amber were little, we had a really bad camera. We actually had a beautiful camera. My husband had a beautiful Canon camera that he dropped on our wood floor the day we brought Sarah home from the hospital.
Oh, really? I never heard that.
It was it wasn't it was a Canon, but it was like no auto. You had to do, I could never use it.
Right.
And he dropped it
Mm.
the day we brought you home. And so he worked on it, but we got pictures, but a lot of the indoor pictures, like at my mom and dad's house when they were little, are grainy. And I thought because eventually my plan is to go back through these crates, put together piles of pictures for each of my 4 kids. So they'll have pictures of them and of the family. But I thought I kind of did a pre-sort. But I ran across pictures of your 13th birthday and I thought, oh my gosh, Lydia, to be your age.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. I feel like you were just that age not that long ago.
It was a long time ago. But yeah.
In my mind, it's not. Anyway, it was fun to see that, but it kind of hit me.
It'll be fun to show her a couple of those.
No, I don't think I pulled those ones out. I mean, eventually, I might have put them in I have some that I pulled out for you. I found some of you and Jesse when you were dating.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Nerd city.
Oh, I can't, I was looking at it and I was like, oh my gosh, you guys were so young. I forgot Jesse looked that young. He didn't have his beard or anything yet.
Yeah, he had a baby face. I mean, he wasn't really, we were young, but we weren't like 18, but.
No, but he looked young.
Yeah, he did look really young, younger than I think I did.
Yeah. Anyway, I found those.
Fun.
Yeah.
Pictures.
So you doing ice cream cake for her?
She said, I asked her, I said, do you want me? Oh, here she comes. Do you want me to make an ice cream cake? And she said, no. Did you need something? It's late. You're supposed to be fast asleep. Okay, I'm floss tubing. Okay, I don't know what she's doing up because it's 9:45. You're going to go to sleep. They slept so badly this weekend. They were up to like 2 a.m. the first Friday night. Go to bed and close your eyes. Do not come out. Sleep.
Glad we're not talking about her presents.
Crashed. I know. Jeez.
That's not like her. She's not usually your one that doesn't sleep.
No, I don't know what's going on. She probably was asleep and then she just I bet she was asleep and then woke up and thinks she wasn't, but she's been in there for an hour and a half. She would not have just laid there for an hour and a half and not come to tell me she couldn't.
Yeah, there was something
wrong. Been reading and not wanting to tell me. That could be. She doesn't usually do that as far as I know, but I did let them read before they turn out the light, which normally we just read and then they go to bed and turn out the light because they read it during the day. Wouldn't surprise me if she was in bed reading.
Does she have a book light?
Yes. There's like a night light that she sometimes has in the bed that I'm like, what's this doing up here? So she probably is sometimes reading, but
I bought her, well, I bought myself some too, but I bought her star twinkle lights.
Oh, fun.
And for her birthday, because she had it on her list.
Fun.
So they're kind of bright. She might be reading in bed a lot.
She might very well be. So we're having a big birthday party for her next Saturday. And her guest list originally was like 30 kids. And we were like, you need to pare that one back, honey. But some of them were like younger siblings that really didn't need to be invited to a 13th birthday party. So she pared it back to like 17, including herself and her sisters. So 14. And I think 13 are coming.
That'll be fun.
It will be fun.
For sweet 13.
I know. So that's coming up this week. So I kind of have one of those busy weeks coming up.
Yeah,
but anyways, in advance of that, I have a couple of fully finishes. And then
we don't.
Oh
yeah, go ahead and do that first.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
so I was working on, so this is one I finished. Gosh, I probably stitched this 2 years ago and it's just been sitting on my sewing desk and it's not entirely done because I want to add a trim, but this is a Snowflower Diaries freebie on her website.
I thought you finished that before. You hadn't, huh?
No, I showed that what I had picked out to use on the back, and I was kind of making plans. So today I sewed it up, but I haven't closed it because I think I want to go get one color. I'm not entirely sure what color. I'm going to look at Hobby Lobby and look for a color of rickrack or a pom-pom, some kind of trim, and then I'll tuck it in and sew it up. So that's one. I love this pattern too.
It is a cute one.
Kind of still, and I did my own color conversion. I don't remember what her colors look like, but I used some probably some Classic Colorworks or Weeks just out of my stash.
Yeah. The pumpkin clearly is a variegated yarn.
Yes, the pumpkin is a variegated yarn. It might be 2 colors. I don't know. No, that might be one, and I just swirled it. I can't remember now. And then I think her skirt is probably DMC. The scarf isn't. You know, like I did a blend of DMC.
Yeah, it's cute though.
I think it turned out cute, and it's not my typical fall colors because it's kind of pastel-y, but there's something about how it turned out that I love. So I finished that. Almost fully finished. And then today I also fully finished my shepherd's bush ornament that I started for the stitch along that you gave me.
Oh,
At shepherd's bush. So
you hand stitched the trim on?
Yep, I just hand stitched it with thread around like a looped running stitch. It's probably got another name. Here's the back fabric.
Oh, cute. Did it come with that back fabric?
Yes, it did. It was fully, everything was in there. The beads and the buttons.
That is so
actually I lost. There was not very much of this red left from the kit, and somehow I think it got on one of the girls. Like I was on the couch next to me, and one of the girls sat down and I think trailed it somewhere off, and I never did find it. So I used cherry cobbler for this is the back stitched border, but because I thought it worked fine. I kind of liked it.
Can't even tell. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a little bit bright in a couple spots compared to the brick, but yeah.
Okay.
And, oh no, the trim pulled out.
Oh no.
Ooh, well, I might find another way to hang it. Obviously that wasn't on there. It was nice and secure earlier, so I don't know how that happened.
Can you re-stitch it on?
I could probably either just stitch it behind this trim.
Yeah.
Securely on. Man, I had it like tucked in before I turned it, and it was caught by the fabric. Anyway, I can probably hand stitch that back on.
Yeah. If it's on the back, it won't show.
Just a little hanger. And then the last thing that
three? Yeah,
this is not a fully finished. This is just a finish.
Oh.
I wanted to work on some smalls.
Were you close to finishing? I'm trying to think.
I haven't probably pulled it out for a while.
Oh, your beaded star.
So technically this one has some back stitching and beads, but I think I'm going to cut it out and stuff it as an actual ornament rather than attaching, rather than doing the supposed to look like. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to stuff it.
But it's cute though, like that. Did it come with that ribbon?
So I thought I'd use the ribbon as a hanger.
Yeah.
Possibly. And then I thought about trailing some beads actually down because I have some more beads. So I thought about kind of making like a little tassel or something. Maybe I should just frame it, but I kind of like the idea of hanging it. I don't know.
Well, do what you want.
It's fully beaded. It's really pretty.
It's very pretty.
I don't feel like the color is coming through quite.
And that was the kit we tried to give away and nobody wanted it.
I know. And I was like, you know what? I really like this. I think I'll stitch it. And now it's done. So I just need to fully finish it. So those are my finishes. And you had a bunch last week. Do you have any more finishes?
I know. I have a refinish though.
Refinish?
Well, I bought a new frame for button up.
Oh yeah. I think I saw you post.
I got a square. It's still very tight in there, but there's no other way to do this.
It's interesting that it didn't stitch up super square. Like, well, that mat is probably a perfect square, I would imagine.
Yeah, and this is actually scooching around a little bit because I basically just took it out of the other frame and just stuck it in there.
But even still, obviously it's wider than it is tall.
And it could be
It's just the
because
nature of the linen. Maybe it shrunk.
right. Well, I told you it shrunk when I
Oh,
did it. The holes were
that's
always great, but I do like this. I like the
I think
distressed wood.
yeah. I
And
think it turned out really cute like that.
I think it'll be, yeah, I'm happy. I'm excited. I think I'm actually gonna hang it above the fireplace for my winter decorations after Christmas.
Are you going to just wait till after Christmas to put it up?
Yeah,
You won't put it up with your Christmas decor.
probably not. I've got so much Christmas, Sarah.
Yeah. Yeah, it might just get lost anyway.
It would, and I don't have as much winter. I think, and my winter above the mantle is blues and silvers, so I think it'll be really pretty. I don't really have any great things above the mantle anyway. I have just, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think it'll be cheery to have it at winter time.
That's cute. It turned out really cute.
Yeah, and by the way, if you're a longtime follower, you will remember that we have Aunt Nancy, who is a follower of us, but she hasn't been following because she's been busy.
She's my actual aunt, and that's why we call her Aunt.
Yeah, she's Aunt Nancy. But she always loved this pattern, and I sent her a copy, not my copy, because my copy was in pieces, but I sent her a copy for either Christmas or her birthday last year.
Oh, I don't know if I remember.
And she just did it. She did it in 7 weeks. It took me 4 years.
I know.
And she changed it up too. So
It
instead
would have probably been done a long time ago if you were monogamous on it.
right, and she said she didn't work on anything else, but instead of winter here, she
Yeah, we're
put the date. She put the year.
the chin till May comes in, and then 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. I need to secure it in there a little better, but so it doesn't slip around. But I'm happy. So look at us go.
Finishing and finishing before the end of the year.
Oh, who are we?
Go. In a while, and I really wanted to finish that shepherd's bush because it was so close.
Yeah. It's such a cute kit.
Yeah, I love it. I'm
I
excited.
might put that on my Christmas list.
I'm not even sure I'm going to put it on the tree. I might just hang it somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know,
Doesn't get lost in the tree.
Yeah, it doesn't just hide in with the other ornaments. My puppy is wanting out of his pen.
Oh.
You can hear him kind of scratching around over there.
Go to sleep, Teddy.
I know, go to sleep. I'll take you out in a little bit. Then you go to bed. You want to do your whips first, or did you have something else you wanted to talk about before? We don't
have a featured friend. I was just going to say, we love it when people send us finished objects or even unfinished objects that they're proud of or happy about or want to share to our email in the description box below. Kitchen stuff.
xs@gmail.com.
Yeah, we don't have anybody, so we take them as we get them. So if you send one, you got a good chance.
I will double check that. I kind of did check, but I want to double check because I will often move them off to a folder for finished friends, featured friends, and I'm pretty sure they're all caught up, which means, we've featured everybody who sent one. Yeah.
And if you didn't watch last week's, we did have a big feature parade of all the people that did the Shepherd's Bush start along with us. So go back and watch those if you want to see some Shepherd's Bush inspiration.
That was fun to see. And there were some finishes and some that had started and not finished, and that's fine.
Oh, I didn't finish mine.
But I did now. I didn't last week, but now I have. Do you want to show? So yeah, send us your pictures and we'll feature them. We like to share others stitching because it's kind of fun to see the variety of things that are in the world of stitching. You want to do your whips first this week?
I do, but I was going to talk about. I'll talk about these in the future plans. Okay, all my whips. Okay, so my whip go goal was 4 more hours on Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow.
Oh.
So I did all 4 hours the other night.
Wow, good for you. One night.
I got all of that done.
Oh, you did a lot.
Well, that's not filled in, but I got the roof done and I got this door done.
Was the peacock already done? Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So
that's a lot, though.
I tell you what, I'm getting really tired of windows though.
Yeah.
I got another one of these to do over here. So, but it's coming along.
It is pretty. That square is really pretty.
It is a pretty, I'm liking it more. I mean, the more it looks like a house. So that was, okay, so I have to talk about my week a little bit because that kind of affected my stitching because
I'm gonna grab the puppy and see if he'll settle down.
I accompanied my dad to a doctor appointment on Monday for some memory loss testing that he had, and he got the official diagnosis that he probably does have dementia. We don't know what kind yet, but it is a significant, he has a, moderate, and we only know it's going to get worse, right? I mean, it never gets better. So that was a little hard to take. I mean, even though I knew it, it was hard to hear it. It was hard to watch him, and he's basically in denial about it. And they also suggested that he take a driving test, which he's refusing to do. So I've got to deal with that. But anyway, I got home from his appointment. It's an hour. It's over an hour drive the way I drive it home from his house. I got home late and I didn't stitch at all Monday. I got home like at 8 o'clock. My eyes were just like glue from, I think, crying and then having the heat on in my car. And it was cold. When we left his doctor appointment, we had like a half an inch of snowy slush on the windshield, which is really weird. But anyway, so I didn't stitch much on Monday. And I feel like there was another night that I didn't really stitch. I didn't do anything last night because I was dealing with this room. And yeah, so anyway, but I did get my 4 hours in on that. My other 4 hours this month have to go to Sunflower Fairy. I also worked on, I don't have a color picture of this, but it's a Shepherd's Bush freebie called Happy Christmas to All. You can look it up on their website. And so it's a little small. So I did these, I did the trees and the little, come on, focus. Oh, there it goes. I did the stars, the 3 stars and 2 of the snowflakes.
Yeah.
I did the ground. I filled in, I think this is holly on the door.
Yeah.
I filled in that. I think I even filled in the bottom of the house and I did the tree. So I did a lot actually on this. There you go. So you see, I have a sheep to do and some ground.
Go get that and stitch that. It's a freebie on their website.
Yeah.
I was
There's
just
several.
thinking about, wait. Yeah, please click here for the pattern. You can get the kit too, it looks like, but that's obviously not for free.
I mean, I think it's still free because my copy says it is a free pattern available on our website.
You use a lot of the same colors as the one I just stitched. So maybe I will just take the rest of my kit and stitch it.
There you go. Stitch it.
Ooh, I think I might. I was looking through my patterns, wishing I had a really cute shepherd's bush. I was just feeling like, oh, I finished this cute one. I want to do another one. I have a bunch of their patterns, but it's like not Christmassy, and they're like scissor fobs and some bigger ones. I didn't want to do a bigger one. I wanted just another little small because that was really fun.
I have another small of theirs that's free. It's a snowman. It's a wintry one.
I have a wintry snowman one of theirs that you gave me too, but
yeah, this is the small. This one.
I think I'm going to print this.
I have it kitted up. I have it kitted up actually because I was going to stitch it.
There, I just hit print. I'm going to start it.
Okay.
Printing it. I have some fabric and everything already.
And then the other thing really that I stitched on, I guess, was this. Was our year, my calendar piece. And I have not started the November square yet, but I finished the border.
Good job.
Well, all of it. I finished down this side and over here.
That's close.
And then I started down, I did all of this.
You pretty much just have the words along in there.
Yeah, and a little bit along the bottom.
Go fast.
But yeah, the words go pretty fast. So, because that was kind of my goal, because the 2 squares for November, December aren't gonna, I mean, these are not hard squares.
Yeah, right.
But like we were talking last week, getting the border done would be a huge asset.
And when
So
you're done.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on that. I feel like I was working on, oh no, I'm missing a color in my Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow that I don't know where it went. So I have to find that. And I'm missing a color and I'm also blurry.
Blurry now.
Is it doing anything?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I also am missing the color in my my trees, those funky trees that I'm doing, the back stitching.
Yeah, that's the one you said you were missing last week.
I still haven't gotten the brown out for that. So I would have worked on that. And I need to get cracking on my my 4 Seasons girls. So that's what I worked on. Yeah. What do you got?
Well, I've been making some good progress on Rosie's sweater. This is a sweater pattern called, I think it's probably pronounced Tuk. It's Tuk. I can't remember the designer, but I'm knitting. This is, the neckline, and then it's got raglan sleeve increases for the shoulders here.
Looks like
So
looks like an ice cream.
I know, I like it. It's cute. And actually, so I'm pretty sure this yarn is discontinued. It's a Hobby Lobby, one of their hand, dyed alpaca yarns. Pretty sure I know why, because once I got it home, I don't remember if I showed it to you. After I started kind of planning a project, I realized there's one skein, same label. Most of the other 4 or whatever number of skeins I got look like this.
Oh.
This one looked like this once I wound it. And I was like, whoa, that's significantly different. So it's the same basic color, like kind of scheme, but it's much more vibrant. So what I decided to do is I would just, when I could find a place to seamlessly knit with that one from one of the yellows in, I would just do, every so many kind of add in that bright color, which actually I think is turning out kind of cute. That way I can disperse it through and use it. I'm going to need all the yarn that I have to knit the actual sweater, and then I'm going to do the hood in a solid, some color that matches, a solid coordinated color, just the hood and the probably the cuffs and the hem. There's kind of a hem and a cuff. Anyways, so that's my knitting. That has been what I decided to do 24/7. I decided I wanted to work on my knitting 25 minutes a day, 7 days a week, and I have this week. So now I'm much further than I was.
Oh, my shepherd's bush is my 25/7.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That little piece. Yeah, I didn't say that.
That's cute.
I was thinking about it last week, but
I needed something that was really, actively making progress. And the only other 2 things besides what I had finished that I worked on were my turkey, cottage garden samplings, time for all seasons series, and I'm working down that lower section there.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, here, let me see.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah, isn't he pretty? I love working on this. I always feel like happy when it's time to pull that.
Oh, the pattern again. How much more do you have to go on that bottom part?
I also have, see that frilled tail? I have all that to do.
Up above.
This right here.
Yeah. Okay.
I have the blue and the yellow here. I need to fill in this yellow color in the brown. I've got the brown stitched for the pattern I need to fill in. I probably have about this much more to do here, all the leaves and this tail, the end of the tail.
Hold him up again.
Yeah, I have a lot to go, really. It's not going to be done for Thanksgiving, but I'm enjoying working.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So there's
you'll have it ready for next Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'll just keep working. I'm not in a hurry. I wasn't really trying to get it done for this.
Right.
I was going to maybe do that for 25/7, but I thought I wanted to get that knitting done. I want that sweater done for her. She really is excited about it. So
yeah.
And then the only other thing I worked on, this is one of my whip go pieces is my Shores at Hawk Run Hollow. I've been just starting the border on this, so it's not very exciting to show, but I've started the black border.
Got to get done.
Only about a half hour of stitching, so I have another whole hour and a half to go.
Is that your whip go piece you said?
That's one of them, and the other one is my hay that I didn't pull out this week, so
okay.
I will probably work on that this coming week some too.
I did knit a little bit. I didn't show that.
No.
This is a free pattern. It is called Sockhead Hat. Pattern on Ravelry. And I have hair that does not do well with tight fitting hats because it smashes my bangs down or I have to push them up and I always look dorky in a hat. So I thought, well, I'm going to try this.
Push them off to the side.
I don't know because I don't
think about it.
I don't know if they would look any better, but I thought I really wanted a slouchy hat.
It's a cute one.
So this has got a 4-inch ribbed cuff.
I always think that girl in the pattern looks like a really young Tina Fey.
It does. Yeah.
Tina Fey? No, surely she's not modeling for the Sockhead hat.
But let's see if you can see it better. So you can see that big rib.
Oh
'cause
yeah,
it's folded up,
good.
and then it's very slouchy, and I like that idea. So I started this a long time ago. It was going to be my church knitting because I knit at church, but we haven't been to church for so long. But I am still working on the black too. Oh, this is such a chore for me if the light is good, because it's a knit 2 purl 2 and I don't want to get off on my count, but it's very black, which I do love it. And then my top part is going to be this.
Oh, that's gonna be cute.
And this yarn is from, and it's fingering weight, so it's very tiny needles. It takes a very long time. You just knit. Once you get the brim done, you just knit and round for a long time. Like, I forget how many inches.
Probably a really long time because it's very slouchy.
7 inches instead of what? I don't know. She didn't finish the directions. Anyway, but this is yarn from, she used to be a dyer that lived just not too far from me, about 2.5 hours. She had a little funky little yarn store, and her label is Fancy Image Yarns. Her name is Myra, and she is a doll.
I love her yarns.
She does beautiful colors. She's very vibrant. She gets a lot of her well, now she gets a lot of her inspiration from the desert, because she left this area and moved to Nevada, I think. Anyway, but she's also married to a man from, I think, Guatemala. So she just got back from Guatemala from visiting her husband's family, and she's got all these really ideas for very bright yarn. But anyway, she's a real dear, and you can order off of her website. It's fancyimage.com, I think. And she's got DK weight and fingering weight, and I knit a lot of sweaters for the girls when they were little.
Really good. Usually those were the ones that kind of held up the best, and they were super soft and really nice.
Yeah, her yarn is really nice. And I actually found in my yarn organizing a long time ago. So we used to go, my friends and I used to, oh, I have more of this than I thought. Oh, shoot. Okay. We used to go to her shop, maybe on Fridays once a month, and just sit and knit, and we'd bring a potluck, and she was just like a friend, right? And other knitters would come, and to be honest, they thought we were hilarious. They loved it when the Seattle people came over. But anyway, this woman walked in one day, and she had this shawl on that she had gotten the pattern off of Ravelry called Sundry, Sundry. And it is a 2-color herringbone kind of pattern, and it was stunning. Her color, I think her colors were, I think they were the same color. That's why I picked it. So I picked a long time ago Myra's black and yellow to do this pattern. It was just so pretty.
Is it this?
And yes, that's it. But it calls for a fingering weight or a sport weight, and this is DK. And I'm not sure I'm going to have enough. So I was just looking at it, but I went to the designer page, and she's got a cowl that has the same kind of idea behind it, the slip stitched herringbone. And it's kind of and I really do like cowls. Cowls are nice to throw on when you're cold, and they're just kind of, you don't have to worry about them staying in place, and tuck them into your coat.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing one of her cowls, and I definitely have enough now. That I thought I only had 1 black and 2 yellows, so I need to refigure that. But I still think I might do the cowl, because she also, the nice thing about this gal's cowl, I wish I knew the name of it. I'll share it next week.
I'm like looking for it to see if I can spot it.
She had 2 actually. Hold on. Can I shrink you down?
Yeah.
If I shrink this down, will it be okay?
We'll still be recording.
Okay, exit full screen, because I might have it open still.
Oh yeah, if you have it open, then I can find it easily.
Let me see. Okay, she's got one called Sailing to Byzantium.
I'm looking for it, but
oh, look up her cafe cowl. That's the first one I saw.
Okay, let's see. Is it Kaffi?
CAFA, CAFE, like cafe.
There's another one called Caffey, Kaffi.
Oh.
Cafe Cow. Okay, here it is. I did see this one. I wondered if this was the one you were talking about.
That's the one. It has the same basic, and she's got a fitted version and a loose version. And I like my cowls loose. And a lot of designers don't make them loose.
Yeah.
And so then you have to try to figure it out yourself on how to, if there's a stitch pattern, you can't just start knitting extra stitches. You've got to make sure you've got the right, what?
Right. Oh, I was just agreeing.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I was looking at that one thinking I might just do that.
That's cute. She has some pretty ones.
She does. Yeah.
She has a sweater, like a vest too, in that same color and pattern.
Yeah. Isn't that cute? Oh, you lost it.
There it is.
Looks very preppy to me.
Very preppy. I wouldn't probably look great in that, but it's cute. I like this style where it's kind of swoopy, asymmetrical.
Yes, that's a pretty sweater.
That's pretty. It's called Love Me.
She's got some fantastic hats too.
Yeah,
Color
really pretty
hats.
color
Yeah.
work hats.
So anyway, the name of her is
Jennifer Nassau. Oh.
Yeah, that's her name, but she goes by Knitting Vortex.
Oh, Knitting Vortex.
Let me double check that.
Why are you crying? Why are you waiting?
Yeah, it's the Knitting Vortex.
The Knitting Vortex.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, this puppy is just kind of whimpering. I'm gonna set him out.
Because he wants you to come and get him.
Well, I'm kind of wondering if he needs to go potty.
Oh.
I don't know. I think he just wants attention. Yeah, we'll see. He's sitting there by the door. I don't think he went. I'll go get him in a minute. Sorry, I'm a little up and down tonight, but
That's okay. So anyway, that was kind of fun. It's been kind of fun to kind of re-explore my knitting dreams, because packing all that yarn up a couple weeks ago, I found things that I had kitted up, because I used to go on these yarn crawls with my friends, and we would just go to like 7 or 8 shops in one day. And I thought, oh, I forgot about this yarn because it's been in a basket or in a bin. So,
yeah, tucked away.
Yeah, that's kind of future plans, but I'm going to start with something like that. I also have that other one that I showed last week, that lettuce knits.
Yeah, that was
Yeah. Yeah.
Lettuce knits.
Mm-hmm.
There he is.
Yeah. Oh, is he peeking?
Hi, baby.
Will he run off by himself and not come back?
No, I haven't really just put him out really, but the girls have done it a couple times where we put him out for a minute, but it's so cold I won't leave him out there for very long. I was kind of hoping he would go down the steps and do potty and then come back, but he's gotten pretty good. Hi.
Will he just potty on the deck?
Well, that was the other thing I was a little worried about, but since we're recording, I'm being a little bit.
Yeah.
Normally I take him out the other door because I really want him to learn not to go on the deck to go potty, but since we're recording,
Is he still there?
No, well, probably Opal's out there too, right on the other side of this window, so he's probably over there pestering our other
I'm
dog.
not going to get swooped up by a.
No, he probably won't leave the deck.
Okay.
And watch it. Next time he comes over, I'll come let him in.
Yeah.
I don't have any haul. Do you have any haul?
Just have a little haul, just really, and it's kind of a continuation of what I talked about last week. Because if you're new, I like to go get them. I like to do a yearly piece, like my year calendar. And so I had shown last week that I had figured out, I think, a way to do these Pine Mountain monthly pieces. This is the January one. And I own all of them, but 3. And so, or 4, I think. Anyway, so this is the January one. And I ordered, because I had January, February, March, April. But I didn't have, I didn't have February. So I ordered February and it came. It's hard to see.
Yeah, that's cute.
Mailbox. I love that little mailbox, actually.
That's cute.
Like you. Anyway, and my fabric. So I really loved Stormy Night that I did my Joyful World on. But I don't remember it being called Vintage Stormy Night. And that's all I can find right now is Vintage Stormy Night, Lugana. And so it came, and I like it. I think it'll be nice. And this is a,
Does it look the same as Stormy Night?
I need to pull, you know what? I didn't bring my other one in. I should go look. I think it's a little bit darker. And I think this is a picture of this plus.
Maybe there was like a copyright issue or something.
Maybe. I think it is a little bit darker, but that could just be, who knows. But I did want it on a Lugana because I like Lugana. And I got a 32 count rather than a 28 count because I wanted, these are a little bit, yeah. So anyway, that came and it's a pretty nice big size piece and it wasn't that expensive.
That's
I was surprised. Yeah. For as big a piece as I got. I mean, you could see, I think it might have been under $20.
Whoa. Seriously?
Maybe just a little bit over. I feel like it was.
I feel like it was a picture of this plus.
I feel
like those big pieces I've looked at and they're like $50, $60.
Oh no, it was 28, but 28 isn't even that bad.
No, that's weird.
I mean, for this big a piece, but like the next size up was a big jump. Like it was a big jump in price. So I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited about this piece. I've got, yeah. So that's about all the haul because I didn't go to the yarn store. What did I do Friday? Oh, it was Veterans Day. Your dad was off. He went and did something.
Yeah.
I just kind of stumbled around the house. I think, well, I think I just relaxed. I did stitch a little bit and I watched some YouTube and then I went to the store and got my crates for my yarn.
For organizing. Yeah.
Yeah. So now I think I've got all of these except for September and October. Yeah. So that's pretty good. I do want to get them so they don't run out, you know, because you never know. September, let me see. Let's see, January, February. Why do I have March, June, May, April?
Trying to climb behind me.
Okay, so I have just one here. Hold on. If you're looking for kind of a monthly piece, these are definitely cute. You should go look at them. So I have January, February, March, April. Where's my May, June, July. I'm missing August and September and October. I have November, December. Well, anyway, I'm getting there.
You're getting there.
I'm getting there. And I kind of want to have them all here and ready to go so I don't have to be. It's a little weird because I think I said this last week. A couple of them called for lots of overdyes, and then then all of a sudden none of them. They just called for DMC.
Weird.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, so that's a future plan. I was just going to share this. What are you doing, Teddy?
He must have gone down to go potty because his little paws were all wet.
Did you go potty, Teddy?
Really cold, way colder and damper than they would have been just on the porch.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at my magazines as I was going through that closet.
Yeah.
And I had forgotten that I had bought the Stony Creek summer. Well, it's the annual Christmas issue, but it comes out in the summer. And this was their 2020 issue. Carolyn Zook has stitched a couple things out of here. And so I bought it and I really like this Christmas sampler.
That's cute.
It reminds me of some
old school.
Yeah, it reminds me of some that I did in the past that had all their little squares like that.
Yeah.
So I kind of was thinking about doing a new Christmas start. Like I need a new start.
Yeah.
And then, but I also found this Shepherd's Bush one, and it says, "Far, far away on Judah's plains, shepherds of old heard the joyous strains. Peace on earth, goodwill to men." And this was like a full-size like sampler in a magazine.
Wow. Exclusive Shepherd's Bush design.
And this magazine was December 2001.
Wow.
So it's in here and it calls for variegated, but not their special ones.
Right.
I think just regular weeks or something because they have their own threads. Yeah, I found a few of these for the love of or just cross stitch. Yes, some older ones, and
As
I
you
was
were
looking
cleaning
through
out?
them. Huh?
As you were cleaning out?
Yeah, I found some in my stash, and all I could hear was Lindy Stitch's voice, "For the love of cross stitch." I was looking at a few things, and I'm like, yeah, no, I wouldn't stitch
I
that.
was looking at one when I was kind of flipping through for patterns when I wanted a new small start today. And it
Uh-huh.
was like not even just cross stitch. It was, but it wasn't for the love of, which one was it? It was
Just,
another one. Huh?
just cross stitch or something?
No, it wasn't that one either, but I can't remember now what it was. And in the back, it had like a whole list of new like publications. And
Yes,
it was
like
like
this.
hot off the press. And they would have it, and then you turn the page, there were ads on the side, and then it would continue the column, hot off the press. And all I could hear was Stephanie Webb's voice, hot off the press. Like,
This just in needle kits from the Colonial Needle Company. But I was looking at this. Does anybody really stitch fruit?
I don't know, not me.
I mean,
Did people then? I don't know.
I don't know. I was going to see if there was anything else questionable in here. Oh, I did always love this pattern when I bought this magazine. It says, "And the stockings were hung by the chimney with care."
You did like that one? Yeah, that looks like you.
Although I wouldn't be making it into a quilt.
No, yeah, that's cute though.
I think when I bought this magazine, the shepherd's bush caught my eye because I was really into shepherd's bush. I still am.
Yeah.
But let me see. Yeah, this one isn't quite as bad as some of the ones that she has shown on her TikTok, but let me tell you. Yeah, no. Well, no. Well, here's some little towels.
I'll have to go pull up the one that I had been flipping through. I'll do that next week.
Yeah. There is a beautiful hardanger if you do hardanger. Oh, I did like this series. And I actually, I wonder if I still have the magazines from there. It was a season one. And so it was winter. So
of course. Oh, that's pretty though.
it was a winter's quest. And then I think I started the autumn one.
Those are pretty.
Yeah. And then there's spring and then there's summer, but they're very woodsy.
Are they always quest?
Summer's best.
Oh.
Spring's joy and autumn's magic. Yeah, I should see if I like those.
So if you put them in order, it would be like a rhyme kind of, if you
maybe, yeah, I don't know. Even though the world outside seems to tell us otherwise.
Joy, summer's best, autumn something, winter's quest.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, spring's joy, summer's best, autumn's magic, winter's quest. So it rhymes. Yeah. Anyway, I forgot. I didn't see that when I first pulled this out the other day. And then this is a sad tale. Well, it's not sad, but so there was a designer. I don't know if they still publish, called Fancy That. And I really liked their stuff, and they were kind of new when I was like, this pattern is dated 1996. And it's 40 days and 40 nights. And so it's an angel holding an ark. Mm-hmm. And there's fish, and it's a bad photograph. And then there's a dove in her wreath above her head or her halo. And then it says 40 days. Fancy That?
Oh, it looks a lot like I can't remember now. Never mind.
I think it's one of the first things I ever did where I used almost all variegateds.
Oh.
And I did it. See, the fabric on it looks pretty dark. Mm-hmm. But my fabric's too dark. And I think I also, I don't know, I feel like, did I use 2 strands or did I do 1 strand? I feel like it's not very good coverage. But it's a linen. And I think if I've got it almost all done. Yeah, but the words are not going to show up on here unless I change. But I just feel like it's
to a light color.
Yeah, I just feel like she's too light. She's too thin. The coverage is too thin.
Well, I mean, I wonder if you had it backed though. It is pretty thin coverage, but I don't think
it's very thin.
I think People stitch that way on purpose.
I know, but I don't know. I don't think I like it. So I thought about restitching it on a different, on a lighter turquoise. I think it'd be really pretty on a lighter turquoise.
Whoa, what was that sound?
What?
I don't know. There's a weird sound in my kitchen, in a cupboard. Do I have a mouse? Go get it, Teddy. Go get it. I haven't had mice in this house ever.
What was it? Sounded like a little squeak?
No, it was like kind of but it was kind of big sounding for a mouse, kind of scrabbly.
Maybe you have a rat.
Oh gosh. That'd be terrible.
Or a raccoon.
Also, I don't know how it would have gotten into that cupboard because that cupboard doesn't like.
You have a cat trapped in there.
Maybe I'll have to go investigate later. I'm just not going to worry about that right now.
Anyway, so I found this. It's almost done, but
That's cute though. I like the waves. You know me and my waves.
I know. Well, I mean, I can give this version to you and you can figure out a color you want to do the words for, and I'll restart it on a different color. I don't know. I loved that style.
I know. I think you should just finish it and frame it. Do you just have the words basically left?
Pretty
but you
much.
don't like it. I don't know.
I have a crab to do down here and a fish or something. I don't know.
Oh, I think it's cute.
I don't know. I'll look at it some more. Maybe if I pick a different color. I mean, the words call for, it was interesting to me. The back stitching for the words.
Oh, it's backstitched words.
Calls for, let's see, strings or sable. Lettering was called old brick, but old brick at that time is basically a brown.
Oh, interesting.
And I have done a couple of stitches here and you can barely see them.
Yeah. I wonder if you doubled, are you doing a single strand?
No, actually, I've got two strands.
You were doubling it and it's
I
still
was doubling it, which is unusual because usually back stitching you don't.
right.
Anyway, I don't know. I just found it. I'm not going to get rid of it, but I just didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, it's cute. I think you should just finish it, frame it, like do some interfacing or something on the back so it looks more.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could get like.
I even have the little
back.
button. I even have the little dove button.
Oh, you have everything.
I have everything. Well, anyway, that's kind of that's kind of rambling, but yeah.
I'm paranoid about that cupboard.
Or you want to pause it for a second and go check?
No. I also am like, it's like the middle of the house, not like an outdoor wall. Like there's not really a place that a creature could have gotten in right there. So
Which cupboard is it?
Probably
flour.
I have like some pretzels. It might have just been like a chip bag settling or something, but it was kind of weird sounding. I don't know. I'll look at it later. Now I'm just paranoid. I'm like, keep looking over at it. Like, I haven't heard anything more.
Okay.
And Teddy's in there and he's not acting like there's anything in there.
Would Teddy even know?
Well, I think if there was something scrabbling around, he'd probably go check it out.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Do your job, Teddy.
Yeah. What do you think we have you for except to in this house? Yeah. We haven't had our old house. We had mice all the time because it was just kind of bad construction and it was so awful.
You did.
This house, I don't think we've had a single mouse. I mean, we have cats and stuff. So
you did early on because you had them in your stove.
Nope, that was the old house.
No, I feel like you had them here too when you first moved in. And did you bring the stove in from storage?
We did. So maybe they came with the stove right away.
They were underneath your pans, your burner pan. I remember
right
early on.
That happened all the time at the old house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that being here. It was so gross. Oh my gosh. Thankfully, we don't have. Yeah. Well, maybe they came with the stove then that time. I don't know. I don't want to think about it. Ugh. Don't want to revisit that time of my life when I had a mouse infested house. Anyway.
Well, but I feel like you got your mouse under control when you guys got your cats. It
was better, but we still always had mice in the kitchen, especially. There was like a big hole that we finally found behind the stove and the cupboards that they could just like come in and out of. It was just like one of those weird things that this house just had been
added on to a million times.
Yeah, exactly. And it just wasn't super tight.
Yeah.
Ugh, ugh. Gross.
It
Was
was
not my favorite.
Yeah. Anyway, so what's your plans for the week?
My plans are to work on my 2 Whipco pieces and my magazine monthly. Needed to check in here. So I finished my Shepherd's Bush Good Cheer. That was one of them. I haven't even pulled out my Snapperland, which is one of my acrostic choices.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a couple more hours to go on Turkey Day, my turkey. My stockings are my theme piece, and I really just need to pull out the fabric, and I think I'm ready to start my stocking. So I still have 3 more hours for the month to go on that. So I'll probably try to do that a little bit too.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to start another Shepherd's Bush small, apparently.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what I wanted to do to have another small one since I just finished.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to have the small things to pull out.
Yeah, it has been fun. And look, I get finished sometimes.
I know.
So that's my plan.
Okay, I need to work on Sunflower Fairy now because that's my next Whipco piece.
Yeah.
And I really haven't, well, I probably did meet the, no, I probably didn't. I think I probably met like 3 hours of my hour a year piece, but I really need to finish the November square. So even though I said 4 hours, I need to work on it more to finish that.
Oh, yeah.
And I need to work on my Four Seasons girls for 4 hours sometime this month. Merry and Bright, which was a Pineberry Lane, and Dreaming Miss Claus. And then my featured pieces, those trees, those gratitude trees, but I need to go dig around and find that floss.
Yeah. Probably have more of it in the stash somewhere. Probably
I do. And I found it here on my desk a few days ago before I realized I was missing it. And I thought, what's this do? I thought it must have fallen out while I was showing my whips. And then I threw it in some other whip project bag, and I don't know which one I threw it in.
Sorry, he got in and got some
Uh-oh.
do that. No. Guess who's going in their pen again, huh? This is what happens when Jesse's gone.
Yeah.
The girls are in bed. I feel bad keeping him in the pen, but I'm Flosstube, so I can't pay attention to it.
Oh, he'll be fine.
He's fine in the pen.
Yeah.
But he can't have my linen to chew on. Sorry.
Nope.
I think I have a little package on the floor that it was on the couch. I think it got put down on the floor, and it had a couple pieces of small. He just decided to help himself.
Well, he's a puppy. He's gonna start chewing.
I know. He does chew a little bit. He's not too bad.
Oh.
Yeah. Have you read any this week? No.
Yes, I did. I did read in I did. I read a little bit in the, I had ordered a couple books on dementia because there's just a lot that I don't know about it. And then I also, when I was searching, found a book that was highly rated, that I bought it on my Kindle. And this one is called, in case you're wondering and you're in the same season of life as me, it's called When Caregiving Calls by Erin Blight. And I think it's just a, kind of a, keep your head up. This is what take care of yourself kind of book. Anyway, and then I have read a little bit in my With Love from London. I'm getting almost done with that one. And I kind of want to finish it so I can start that Christmas bookshop one that I got.
Yeah. Something fun. Something fun you're looking forward to.
Yeah. And I also had ordered, stop that. What's this deal here? Go back. I don't like this app. Go back. I also, so Kindle has, if you're Prime, you get first look books every month that are kind of like either brand new or haven't come out yet. And so you get one. 2 times a year you get 2, but they're free. And I did buy one called Light to the Hills. And it takes place. So it says a richly rewarding novel about family bonds, the power of words, and the resilience.
Again.
Huh? What?
Got out of the pen. Sorry.
What?
What are you doing? How'd you do that? Oh, you. Oh, how did he do that? How'd you do that?
Is it not latched?
Oh yeah, it was kind of open and cracked. You stink pot. Go lay down.
I didn't even see him run across, but anyway.
And I saw him over there chewing on Jesse's slipper that he leaves laying around everywhere.
Anyway, and the resilience of mothers and daughters in 1930s Appalachia. The folks in the Kentucky Appalachians are scraping by. Coal mining and hardscrabble know-how are a way of life for these isolated people. But when Amanda Rye, a young widowed mother and traveling pack horse librarian, so it's another book that talks about those pack horse librarians in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
So I thought, I think I will read that. I also found randomly on YouTube one day, it popped up on my page, a documentary, like a small, like not very long, called Christmas in Appalachia. And Charles Kuralt, who was a traveling journalist, news person, traveled the country and did human interest stories for, I think, a network. He went to Appalachia, which was 1966. It's black and white. And I mean, they are the poorest of the poor. And they were kind of exposing the reasons why they were going through what they were going through, interviewing families, and it was, I mean, that's a part of the country and a part of history that I just haven't never really known that much about, but, very affected by coal mining and remoteness. And anyway, it's an interesting watch. If you search for it, it'll come up. But they interviewed some little children. They went to school. They interviewed the teacher in this little tiny, it's like a little village basically. And what she does to try, like, she was the teacher of all these different ages, and she also cooked the lunch and did all, yeah. And sometimes that was the only meal those kids were getting, much like some kids today. But yeah, there wasn't a lot to be happy about, but also very resilient. Like the women that they interviewed were so strong, and yeah, it was really good. So then when I saw this book pop up, I thought, I'm gonna get that one as my free pick. So I never finished the other one, the blue, what was it called? The Blue Women.
The one about the librarian?
Yeah, so there's
I don't remember what it was called either. It was really big. I think our library did a big read on it.
Yeah, there was a strain, not a strain, but a family line of African American family that their black skin was actually blue, and it was just one genetic line, and the story revolved around one of these women, and she was very much maligned by her father, and she was a pack horse librarian. I never finished it because it was really hard to watch. It was really hard to read.
Yeah, I feel like I read a couple chapters, but then I didn't, I probably just got distracted and didn't keep finishing. I can't remember what it was called now. Yeah.
If you search for it, you would find it online. Anyway, I own it on my Kindle. I'll probably go back and read it someday, but I think I wasn't in a good place for it. So because it was pretty hard, pretty sad. I think it probably has a little bit of a redemption story in it, but you have to get through it to get to that. So anyway, but I got to finish with Love from London first.
Finish that one.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you?
I'm almost done with that fun one I was telling you last week.
Oh, yeah.
I am like 86% of the way through. So it works for me to pick like a certain percent or pages I'm going to get through, and that totally gets me through books. So I did that this week, and I made good progress, and I'm trying
to get. What was your goal?
Oh, like 4% of the book a day would get me through. Would get me through within the next week here.
That's right, because you're in the library.
'Cause
So
it's
has it been
fun.
as good as you were thinking it was going to be?
It's fun. It's just really fun. And we actually watched that movie Knives Out this weekend. Did you watch that?
Long time.
Funny,
Oh, a
kind
while
of-
ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Funny kind of murder mystery.
Mhm.
And I knew that this book was compared to it. And having just rewatched Knives Out is about an old man who dies and leaves his inheritance to somebody not in the family. And that's basically the premise of this book. But there's way more like, it's really fun. There's a little bit of that kind of like young adult romancy attraction stuff, but it's been pretty innocent. It's nothing questionable. In fact, I was kind of thinking like, maybe my girls could read this, but I don't know. I mean, they could. I don't feel like it would be sketchy to hand it to them so far, but also they don't really read romancy stuff yet. So I'm okay with them kind of being
waiting.
little girls in that sense still, but it has been really fun. And it's a trilogy. So I don't think the whole thing must be solved in this one, but they must come to some point of closure so that the book can end. So I'm not really sure where it's going to go.
Are they all three already published?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
And maybe there's more than 3 coming, but I just think there's at least 3 that I
tell Dad about it because he might like listening to it.
He probably might enjoy it. Yeah.
It's called The Inheritance Game.
The Inheritance Games. Yeah, I forget who the author is. It's nobody I knew of before. But let's see. It's The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, New York Times best-selling author. It is. I've seen it pop up in a few like book blog kind of recommendations. Been reviewed and all kinds of things. So
okay, I'll have to keep that in the radar.
Hawthorne Legacy is number 2, and I don't know if our library has number 3, or maybe it's not out yet. I'm not sure, but it's fun. It's really light, easy, fluffy, right before bed read, and I don't have a hard time reading it here and there during the day. I've been trying to do that rather than open up social media, like open up my book instead if I'm just like waiting in the car for something.
Yeah.
So that's been fun. I probably will try to get the second one next and just keep going with it.
I really feel the effects of how social media really does rob time from that.
Yeah.
Because I used to read all the time, and I used to read in the car all the time. And I have my Kindle app on my phone, and all my books are on there.
Read from there to it'll track it.
I can't. It'll track it, and yet I don't very often. And I thought, well, this is dumb.
Yeah. So I've been trying, in those like quiet moments when I would normally maybe open up Instagram, I've been thinking, okay, well, I'm just standing here waiting around and I've got this book. I'll read a little bit because I'm trying to get it done.
Right.
So I think it seems to be working because I always have my phone in the car or
my phone's always
waiting for ballet to finish. I can pull that out if I don't have time enough to really pull out my knitting or cross stitch. So. And it helps me feel like going to bed. I've said this before too, but when I have a book I'm really enjoying or I feel like I'm close to finishing or whatever, it is easier for me to put down my cross stitch and actually go to bed. Otherwise, I'm just like, when I'm having such a nice time sitting here cross stitching, but if I'm thinking, but if I go to bed, I'm going to get to read for a few, I'm enjoying this book.
Yeah.
Then
I got that to look forward to when I get into bed. Yeah.
There's something, it's not like I'm just. Yeah. And it does help me fall asleep to just have the 10 minutes of wind down and then I fall asleep. So anyway, that's what I'm reading.
We, I don't think we talked about this last week, but Dad and I watched the new Enola.
Oh, we did, I think. Well, or maybe you and I just talked about it.
Yeah, I know you and I talked about it, but I don't know if we talked about it we might have, but I still highly recommend that. If you're looking for a fun show to watch the first one first, though. There's Enola Holmes, and then there's a second one.
And it's watched the first one over again for the first time. And the girls were really resistant to watching it because there's a scene in it where a guy falls and he basically impales his head on like an iron pine cone thing. And that's all they could remember of the whole movie. And I was like, but do you remember about when that is? Because we'll just fast forward. We'll just skip ahead. And they didn't even realize that I could just do that. Because like Lydia's like, no, I don't want to watch this one. It's just like, for some reason, when we watched it before, we didn't know that was coming because like the whole movie,
Well, there might be something kind of like that, like with one person.
I might watch the second one
Yeah.
before so that I know, because obviously, like normally they're not all that sensitive. We watched Lord of the Rings and there's
I know you watch all kinds of
it's not
things.
like it must have been like the unexpected nature, and it's not a fantasy world. It's kind of
yeah.
It's kind of more real world injury. I don't know. Something about that specific scene must have really stuck with them and bothered them.
Yes, so.
But we watched it again and they had a lot of fun rewatching it. I just knew, okay, this is the scene that I'm going to need to fast forward. And then they were like, oh, you did it already? That's it? And I was like, yeah, that's how easy it is. Like,
there is a little bit of an element though in number 2 where these girls are like, there's like first of all, the main storyline is these girls work in a match factory, right? And it's based on true events. But the backstory on a couple of these girls is that they go to like what's the word I'm looking for? Like, back in the 1800s, they had those follies, where the girls were dancing but it wasn't too bad. Like they were dancing in a group. They weren't all like, it wasn't like you would see like at
modern pole.
Yeah, no, none of that. But just so if you pre-watch it, you just know that's.
I'll watch it and see.
But now that I'm thinking about it, it really wasn't that bad. It's just, you're kind of behind the scenes and you see the girls kind of scantily clad while they're getting dressed for this show, and and for the times it was pretty racy,
right?
Right, but they probably have seen worse just watching regular TV anyway nowadays.
Probably.
But it is a fun show if you like. I love Millie Bobby Brown. She's one of the stars from Stranger Things. She's a hoot and a half.
She does a good job.
It was Lestrange in Harry Potter. Bellatrix.
Helena Bonham Carter plays her mom.
She's her mom, and
there's a bunch of other kind of stars that are often in British. I was like, oh, they're in. Oh, I'm watching a show right now. Oh, they're in that show.
Anyway, it was a fun. And I kind of was like, I didn't want to watch it because I've just never really been into Sherlock Holmes. Like I never read Sherlock Holmes.
It doesn't matter at all if you have
it. Doesn't matter at all. But in my mind, it was going to matter. I thought, I don't really like Sherlock Holmes. But then this is like totally different. And it's got a really cute ending. And it's, anyway, it was a highlight, obviously, because I'm still talking about it a week later. I think I'm going to watch it again.
Be the one to watch.
I need to get my Christmas movies out now. It's time for Love Actually. and The Holiday House.
Yeah. Leave us a comment with your favorite Christmas movie. Or maybe not even your favorite, because a lot of us have the same favorites, but maybe one that you are like, I'm looking forward to rewatching this silly Hallmarky one called The Holiday Calendar on Netflix. It's not in my top 10 Christmas movies, but it's one that I will watch by myself or maybe with the girls when Jesse's at work. And I'm just already kind of anticipating. That's a fun one.
Oh,
Holiday is one of my favorites. So that one with Cameron Diaz and Jack Black and Kate Winslet.
I love that one.
And there's a few racy kinds of, I can't watch it with the girls yet, but I love that movie. I'm looking.
Jude Law and her relationship is a little steamy.
It's a little steamy.
Yeah.
A little one night standy at first, and then.
Yeah, and then there's a full on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do love that movie.
That's
the other one that just kills me and cracks me up is The Four Christmases with Reese Witherspoon and.
I watched that one. That one.
I don't know why.
I don't really like him that much, but that movie I did like that one.
He's he's just kind of a typecast, right? He always plays that kind of guy, but it's perfect for this role. I mean, I love him.
Right.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of his movies, but that movie when they go to all the different family members' homes, I just died. The one
I did laugh a lot.
The one with her mom and the pastor and the sister.
Like Andy McDowell or somebody. I can't remember who played.
No. Mary Steenburgen plays the mother. And what's the little short gal that plays her sister? She's famous.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember her name now. She's blonde, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you've never watched that.
Yeah. That's a funny one.
It is a funny one. It is a funny one.
Almost
Yeah.
time. We won't watch Christmas movies till after Thanksgiving, but then we
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. Well,
We will pretty
I'll
much only
watch-
watch Christmas movies until after Christmas.
yeah, I would watch Love Actually probably before Christmas, and I've watched Holiday.
That one I have only watched once. I have not watched that
Pretty
one.
racy.
Yeah.
But I love, like,
I
I
feel
love
like I
Colin.
really disliked one of the storylines enough that I just felt like, oh, I don't like this movie. But I probably did like it. I just only remember.
Well, Colin Firth's storyline I love because he goes back after the Portuguese gal that was his maid, and
I
he
think
learns
it's
Portuguese.
the what's his name? Someone where he's cheating.
Oh, Snipe, Alan Rickman,
Nope.
he's cheating.
Oh, maybe
Well,
it's.
on the verge of cheating,
Oh,
but
I'm
I
thinking,
think
isn't Bradley Cooper in that one?
no,
I feel like, oh, what am I thinking of?
I don't know. But there's
Yeah,
so
but movie then. Okay.
there's you know.
Oh, I'm thinking of maybe she's just not that into you or something.
Oh yeah, no.
I might be thinking of another movie that's kind of similar with like the same, like multiple
Oh.
stories. I should watch Love Actually again.
I mean, it's got Bill Nye in it, and he plays a really disgusting kind of raunchy rock star storyline.
Yeah.
But it's very British. The show is very British to me. And if you're British, I don't mean that as a slam at all, but there's just a very different feel to it. And, you know, what's his face plays the prime minister. I can't think of his name. I'm having senior moments. But anyway, the storyline I don't really like very much in that one is that there is a woman who in Alan Rickman's office, a young gal who very much is in love with one of the other coworkers.
Mhm.
And he is attracted to her, but he's kind of like afraid to make a move, and everybody's urging her to kind of make a move at the Christmas party. And he's really gung-ho. The storyline behind her is she has a mentally ill brother in a mental hospital that calls her all the time. And it's just crazy, like, you know, and you'll hear her say, well, I agree, dear, I agree, but I don't think we can get the Pope on the phone right now, you know, and like really off the wall and almost like violent, like on the verge of being violent when she goes to visit him. And he interrupts her life all the time and basically keeps this relationship from going forward with this man that she loves, or that she loves, because there's no family members alive. It's just her and her brother. That storyline it really hurts. It makes me sad. But I love Colin Firth's storyline. There's the young guy that goes to America because he's looking for all the action he can get, and he comes back with a couple of them for him and his friend. I mean, it is pretty racy, but I don't know. I like it.
The one I always love that isn't really like often thought of as a Christmas movie is While You Were Sleeping, though. That's the one.
Oh yeah.
That I just.
And When Harry Met Sally is to me too.
Yeah, I just don't watch that every Christmas. I can watch that one other times of the year.
I watch that movie several times a year.
I haven't watched it for years and years.
Oh, yeah, I watch it.
While You Were Sleeping, I watch.
Yeah.
At least once a year. That was one of the early ones I watched.
Yeah. And Sleepless in Seattle. I really love that one. I watch that one multiple times a year, but I really like it at Christmas time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of ready for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's October.
You've been ready for Christmas since like June. Let's be real. You would have skipped summer and gone straight to Christmas.
Yep.
Well, you like fall too much to probably do that. But.
No, I like fall. Yeah. We have a giveaway.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
We don't have a winner, but did Stephanie contact us about her address? Stephanie Ing?
No, but I think I said we might have it. So
did you maybe send it to me? I'm so behind on my email, like I told you earlier, but anyway, Stephanie, if you didn't watch us, you won the Shepherd's Bush last week. Did we get contacted from the gal that won?
No.
Fonz? Julie won Fonz, right? Julie
won. Yeah, Julie won and Stephanie.
Okay.
And
okay.
Sorry.
We have 2 giveaways this week. One is for stitchers and one is for quilters.
Yes. Go ahead. I'm just scanning through to make sure I don't
So,
know we have Stephanie's address.
This was sent to us by a viewer. I should put a sticky note on these. It's called Summer Angel, but I think of her more as fall because she's got sunflowers all around her. And we're still technically in fall.
Yes, it doesn't feel like it.
And it is a complete kit. It's got the fabric and the flosses, and it is done by, I don't know. You can actually buy this twig frame at one point too. Oh, 1996. This might have been 1996.
You might still be able to buy that frame.
It tells you where, and she's really cute. And we were going to have you use the word sunflower because I was really surprised one year. I went into, was it Michael's or Joanne's? One of them, like in July.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, where's all your sunflowers?" "Oh, we don't put that out till fall." They viewed it as late fall.
Summer.
Well, anyway, she's cute, and she's got a really cute little patchworky dress. And it's nice because you don't have to fill in her hair. It's just back stitched, and then the
yeah,
that color, which is kind of a different look. And then she's got the sun behind her. So use the word sunflower if you want this cute.
I thought we said angel. Well, we can do sunflower. Use the word sunflower. Sunflower.
Sunflower. Sorry, I forgot. Sunflower. Okay.
And then somebody sent me these, and I should, sticky notes. I gotta do that from now on. A couple quilt things. So we're gonna give away this one because this week I'm gonna have a new nephew. He's coming this week. It's a C-section, so we know for sure he's coming. This is a cute little quilt.
It's a laundry line, right? Yeah, baby's laundry
line. Here, let me see it. With the
there we go. Yeah, now you can see it. Yeah, cute.
And it's just the pattern. So you'll still need, fabric, binding thread, embroidery floss for the embroidery, etc. Oh, and regular crayons. So this is colored in like that style.
Oh, what, you color it and then you iron it or something, or how?
I'm not entirely sure how you. I don't know. It's like, isn't it that Cherry Hill Stitchery? There's somebody not that far from where I live, like out towards the Tri-Cities.
Oh yeah, that lady that has that big business.
Here, I'm gonna see what it says to do. Okay, so you make the pinwheel blocks. La, 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 la. Here's
and the pinwheel is near and dear to my heart because my last baby was a boy and I made him a pinwheel quilt. I didn't know what the heck I was doing.
Trace the motif onto the center panel. If coloring with crayons, you lightly color using colors that will coordinate with your embroidered floss. If using the crayons, be sure to place several layers of paper towels on top of fabric and beneath fabric when ironing. Press gently, do not use a rubbing motion or it will smear the crayons. Embroider, and then embroider. So you basically must be kind of melting the wax on, right?
And then setting it in there. Yeah.
In there. Then can you wash it? I assume you must be able to wash it. It's a baby quilt.
Is it a quilt or a wall hanging?
Well, I guess it's a wall. It's 20 by 28 inches. So I guess technically it's a wall hanging. So maybe you just don't wash it. I don't know, but if you're interested, this is a little pattern from Primrose Lane by Beth B. Dix, and it's very cute. So if you want to win this pattern, use the word quilt.
Quilt and sunflower.
Quilt for this, sunflower for the pattern. And we will draw for those next week if we record, which we probably will, Sunday.
Why would we?
I don't know. We'll be back, I think, from our trip by then.
Where are you going?
Where are we going? Oh, wait, no, that's 2 weeks. Thanksgiving's 2 weeks.
Yeah, to say, I don't think
nowhere. We're not going anywhere next week.
If it's Thanksgiving next week, I'm in big trouble.
It's not. I can't keep track anymore. We have a birthday this week. Thanksgiving the next week.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, I'm tired. It's 11.
We need to go to bed. And I haven't wrapped Liddy's gifts. And I was going to try to get them in the mail tomorrow. So she got them by Thursday, but I don't think I'm going to make it.
Oh, you can get up early tomorrow.
I have to work tomorrow.
Oh, excuse me.
And I have a doctor appointment at 1.
Okay.
We'll see. She might get them Friday, but she's not going to care. She's going to get yours on Thursday, right?
Hopefully. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thanks for joining us. And
yeah, happy stitching.
Week of stitching.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.